So this video is all about the cruiser lineup for 2023 from Harley Davidson. Let's get into it. Okay, so we're all waiting for the January 18th reveal of all the new motorcycles, but all the carryover motorcycles from 2022, certainly from the cruiser range, have made their way into the 2023 lineup from Harley Davidson. So we still have the Softail standard. Many were thinking that the Softail standard would be no more, but it stays with the 107 engine, and it leads the line for the cruisers in 2023. And there's only one price for the Softail standard, as it only comes in vivid black, and that is £15,995, that is, for the UK prices. Obviously, depends where you are in the world. Just do your conversion or just check out your local prices. If you're really interested to see how much we pay here in the UK in terms of pounds, just get onto a currency converter for your currency and then just compare the prices of what we pay and what you pay. I think you'd be quite surprised. Anyway, so that's the Softail standard, leading the line for the cruisers, the entry-level motorcycle, if you will. Okay, so the Street Bob 114 has returned, and it's also coming in vivid black, starting off at £16,695. The Redline Red, nice color, I'm a big fan of this color, 17,135. The Industrial Yellow, 17,135 again. So really, the Street Bob 114, three colors, no changes apart from the colors, no changes to any of the specifications. I'll let you make up your own mind whether you think that's good value for money for a Street Bob 114. I'm not so sure that it is. 17,135 for a Redline Red or Industrial Yellow, I think is a little bit on the high side, and certainly for a Vivid Black, 16,695 I think is on the high side for a Street Bob. It's a nice bike, don't get me wrong, it's really nice, but there we go. So there's my thoughts on that. What do you think? Let us know in the comments below. Okay, so for 2023 we also have the Sport Glide that's returning for the UK market and many markets around the world. Many were thinking and reporting also that the Sport Glide with a 107 engine would be no more, certainly for 2023, and also many thought there would be no more in 2022 as it was discontinued in certain markets, and most notably the United States. However, it has retained its place, and it's starting off at £17,895. These are UK prices, of course. Now there is the Vivid Black Deluxe with the color match bags, and that's at 18,335, and also the Atlas Silver Metallic, again with color match bags, and that's the same price, 18,335. I still think the Sport Glide is a fantastic bike. I ride one, I keep it, I love it every day. Obviously, these are getting really, really expensive now, but I'd say I'll let you make up your own minds on the prices here. Okay, let's get into the next one. The Fat Bob 114. And it's coming in vivid black, 18,995. Again, no changes here, still with the 114 engine. It also comes in Redline Red. Really like this color, 19,435. And it's also coming in the grey haze at 19,435 also. Whilst I'm not the biggest overall fan of the Fat Bob, I do like many of the features on it, there is no doubt. Although I do think the Fat Bob is slightly overpriced here. Well, many would say very much overpriced, but certainly overpriced for what it is and how it stands with the rest of the cruiser lineup. I say that is just my opinion, but I think with the 114 engine, no changes. Yes, prices have gone up all over the world, and certainly, you know, UK prices have gone up as well, right across the board. But I think for the Fat Bob 114, border on 20,000, I think is a little bit higher. But I'll let you make up your own mind on that one. Okay, so the next bike in the cruiser lineup is the Lowrider S. And that returns, of course, with the 117 engine from 2022. No changes here. And for the Vivid Black, it starts at 19,395. And it's also in the White Sand Pearl at 19,835. Now, here's where I have a little bit of a problem with Harley Davidson. You've got the flagship models, let's say, in the cruiser lineup. And I also talk about this in a separate video in the Tourer lineup as well. that you've got these new bikes from 2022, the ST range. You've got the Lowrider S and you've got the Lowrider ST. They're only coming in with the vivid black and the white sand pearl colors. I would have expected more color variation, at least at a minimum, for the Lowrider S. I know vivid black is a very popular color, of course, and white sand pearl, you either do or you don't like that color. I think another color would have worked well here, or possibly even two. Certainly for the Lowrider ST, yes, it only comes in vivid black and it's at £20,695. And the Lowrider ST in the white sand pearl is coming in at 21,355. Obviously, you're paying extra for the optional color here. Again, I think that they should have come out with different colors, and I'm not sure whether Lowrider S and Lowrider ST, granted with a 117 engine, with only two color options and no changes from the 2022 model, whether it justifies that price, even with global inflation as it is. I struggle with that. However, great looking bikes, nice power with the 117 engine, not very popular, of course, Lowrider S and Lowrider ST. Certainly for 2022, I believe that they're certainly one of the biggest sellers right across the globe. But I think you've got to be looking at these prices and say 21,355 for this bike, I think is a little bit overpriced. Okay, let's get into the Fat Boy. The Fat Boy returns for 2023, again with the 114 engine. No major changes, just a couple of minor changes here. But it also comes in the vivid black, £22,695 now. That is a lot of money, of course. In the bright billiard blue, it comes in at 23,135. Let's not forget the Fat Boy is a firm favorite with the Harley Davidson fandom as well, and it will be hard to disagree with that. And certainly has always been at or near the top of the cruiser lineup or the cruiser range. So in bright billiard blue, it comes in at 23,135, and also the two-tone grey haze and silver fortune color option is at 23,645. Strangely enough, with the Fat Boy 114, I'm not so concerned with these prices. Yes, they're expensive, of course they are, but I think the Fat Boy 114 offers just that little bit more classic lines, classic look. And yes, they've had their problems, certainly with front suspension paint over the last sort of couple of years, let's say. But purely from a looks point of view, from a classic status point of view, I think the Fat Boy 114 holds up a little bit more on price than, let's say, the Lowrider S or the Lowrider ST, and certainly the Fat Bob. I would have liked to have seen the Fat Boy at a sub 20,000, but obviously that would be wishful thinking, wouldn't it? Okay, so for the flagship, if you will, of the cruiser lineup, and it sits right at the top of the tree, is the Heritage Classic, which returns for 2023, still with a 114 engine. Yes, a few minor changes here, but nothing really substantial. Everything is as was. We've got the vivid black on chrome here. It's £23,095. We've got the Atlas silver metallic again on chrome, 23,535, and also the bright billiard blue and billiard gray, which is the two-tone color, if you will, and that's £24,045. Now, the Heritage Classic, of course, also comes on the black frame and engine, let's say, and it's vivid black on black. I really like this color. I'm a sucker for a black bike. That's 24,295. We got the Prospect Gold on black. I'm not so sure about this color at all from Harley Davidson. Sorry, but it's not for me. But that's at 24,735. And again, the bright billiard blue and billiard gray, this is also coming in at 25,245. The Heritage Classic sits right at the top of the tree, obviously, of the cruiser lineup, just pretty much sitting at the bottom of the price list for the Tourers as well. So it's there or thereabouts. If you're wanting a crossover bike, I think the Heritage Classic is certainly a bike that ticks a lot of boxes. I've certainly been paying a lot of attention to the Heritage Classic the last couple of days. I know I've met quite a few people who rave about it, absolutely love it, and there is a lot to admire as well. I do like a bike. Certainly, I like a Harley Davidson from a practicality point of view, with bags on it. So a Sport Glide, Lowrider ST, and of course the Heritage Classic. Those would be my firm favourites. But if we're looking for fun bikes, then yeah, Lowrider S, maybe even a Fat Bob would be the way to go. Certainly for a bit more lightweight, then yes, probably a Street Bob is the way to go for a 114. Obviously, the prices for 2023 have gone up tremendously all over the globe. But if you're interested, have a look at a currency calculator and see how much it is in pounds to your local currency, and see how much these bikes really are. And then maybe have a sit down and have a nice cup of tea just to calm your nerves. But there we go. That's from Harley Davidson for 2023. That's the cruiser lineup, and sitting right at the top of the tree is the Heritage Classic. And as I say, it's a bike that I really like, but for me it'll always be the Sport Glide. And I'm certainly glad that it stayed. I'm certainly glad the 107 engine has stayed. Many were reporting that it would be no more. And it kind of made sense, really, that the 107 engine would be discontinued only if the 117 engine would be made more available across many more of the cruisers. That isn't the case. We'll wait and see whether any other bikes are appearing in the cruiser lineup from Harley Davidson on January the 18th reveal. But for now, that is the cruiser lineup for 2023 from Harley Davidson. And I'll catch you again on another video. Ta now.